In this video, we're going to take a look at long multiplication of two larger numbers. I want you to pause the video now and try this long multiplication on your own. Remember that the simplest way to perform the long multiplication is to write the long or larger number first and then the smaller number underneath with their significant digits aligned. So go ahead and pause the video now and try this example on your own. So for this question, I'm going to write the 793 as my multiplicand, and I'm going to write the 128 as my multiplier. Now, in this particular question, it really doesn't make a difference on which number is the multiplicand and which number is the multiplier because they have the same amount of digits. However, if 128 was 28 instead, the multiplicand should be the 793, and the multiplier should have been 28. The multiplier should always be the smaller number. So for this multiplication, again, the top number here is called the multiplicand, and the number underneath is called the multiplier. Now, to perform a long multiplication, what we first do is take the last digit of the multiplicand, which is a 3, and we multiply it by the last digit of the multiplier, which is the 8. So 3 times 8 gives us 24. What we do is we write the 4 from the 24 down below the 8, and we carry the 2 from the 24 forward above the next digit of the multiplicand. Now we're still going to focus on the multiplier of the 8, but we're now moving on to the next digit of the multiplicand, which is the 9. So 9 times 8 gives us 72. However, we have to add 2 to that because we carried 2 forward from the previous step. So 72 plus 2 gives us 74. Now we're going to write the 4 from the 74 down below, and we're going to carry the 7 from the 74 forward above the next digit of the multiplicand. Now we're going to take a look at the 7 from the multiplicand, and we're going to multiply it by the multiplier of 8. Now 7 times 8 gives us 56, but we carried a 7 forward from the previous step. So 56 plus 7 gives us 63, and we're going to write the 63 right down below, and we're going to write the total number of 63 down below because there's no more digits in the multiplicand. We're now finished with the first digit of the multiplier, which is the 8. So what we're going to do is move on to the next digit of the multiplier, which is the 2. Now before we do that, we should get into the habit of erasing the numbers that we carried forward from the previous multiplier. Now before we go on to the next multiplier of the 2, notice that the 2 here is in the tens digit. So since we're working with a number in the tens digit, what we automatically do is write a 0 in the ones digit and move on to the next digit. So we're going to start over and we're going to repeat the process. We're going to take a look at the 2 in the multiplier here, and we're going to multiply it by, again, the first digit of the multiplicand. So we're going to go on to the 3. So the 3 times the 2 gives us 6. So we're going to write the 6 in the tens digit, and we're going to move on to the next digit in the multiplicand, which is the 9. Notice that we didn't have to carry any numbers forward because 6 was just a single digit. So 9 times 2 gives us 18, but we're going to have to carry a number forward because we have 2 digits here. So the 8 from the 18 is going to go down below, and the 1 from the 18 is going to get carried forward above the 7 in the multiplicand. Now we're going to move on to the 7 in the multiplicand. 7 times 2 of the multiplier gives us 14, but we're going to have to add the 1 that we carried forward from the previous step. So again, 7 times 2 is 14, plus the 1 gives us 15. Now we have no more digits in the multiplicand, so we're going to write that answer of 15 down. Now we're actually finished with the 2 in the multiplier, so I'm going to erase all the numbers that we had to carry forward, and we're going to move on to the next digit of the multiplier, which is the 1, and we start over. So we're going to have to multiply that 1 by the 3 in the multiplicand, but notice that the 1 here in the multiplier is in the hundreds digit. So now we're going to have to write 2 zeros because our answer should go in the hundreds digit. So 3 times 1 gives us 3, and we write that down below, and we don't have to carry any numbers forward. Now we're still looking at the 1 in the multiplier, but we're going on to the next digit in the multiplican, which is the 9. 9 times 1 gives us 9, and again, we don't have to carry any numbers forward. Still looking at the 1 in the multiplier, we're going to go on to the 7 in the multiplican. 7 times 1 gives us 7, and we are done with the multiplication of the multiplican and the multiplier. So we write a line underneath this, and our last step is to add up all the aligned digits. So we're going to add the 4 plus the 0 plus the 0, which gives us 4. We're going to go on to the 4 plus the 6, which gives us 10. So we're going to write the 0 from the 10 down below, but we're going to carry the 1 from the 10 forward above the 3. So now we're adding all of these numbers here, 1 from the 1 that we carried forward from the previous step, plus the 3, plus the 8, plus the 3, gives us 15. So we're going to write the 5 down below, but again, we're going to carry the 1 from the 15 forward above the 6. And now we're going to add the 1 plus the 6 plus the 5 plus the 9, which gives us 21. We're going to write the 1 from the 21 down below. We're going to carry the 2 forward. Finally, the 2 plus the 1 plus the 7 gives us 10. And we're done adding up all of our numbers, so we write the 10 down. And there is our product. The final answer is 101,504. And again, that's called the product.